Hello, Vichu. In this video, I have got the specimen paper of class 10 for the ICSE 2024, which has been released by the council. Okay, so let's discuss this specimen paper in this video. इस वीडियो में बच्चों 2024 ईयर में जो ICSE का हमारा जो पेपर का पैटर्न है उसको उसके ऊपर बेस्ड एक्चुअली स्पेसिमेन पेपर जो रिलीज किया है काउंसिल ने उसको हम यहाँ डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। और इस पेपर में बच्चों सबसे पहली चीज ये आप ध्यान देना, पैटर्न जो लास्ट ईयर से कुछ चेंज जो पैटर्न हो गया है पेपर का, 10 मार्क्स MCQ, 10 मार्क्स टोपो शीट एंड 10 मार्क्स मैप ऑफ इंडिया, ऑल दैट इज बीइंग फॉलोड हियर। ठीक है, तो वही चीजें बिल्कुल आप स्पेसिमेन पेपर ये जो हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं ये एक्चुअली काउंसिल की तरफ से रिलीज किया गया है, राइट, टू अंडरस्टैंड द पैटर्न ऑफ पेपर, हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू कम अगेन, राइट। और इसमें सबसे पहले आप देख सकते हो बच्चों, इट इज अगेन द सेम 80 मार्क्स पेपर। 30 मार्क्स विल बी द पार्ट 1 with all the 10 distribution of topo sheets, map and MCQs, and the part 2 will be of 50 marks, in which you will get all 9 units. Okay, 9 units से 10 marks के questions होंगे, and out of which you need to do any 5. That will be of 50 marks. So 30 marks, which is compulsory, part 1. This is compulsory portion, and in the second part you will get the options. Okay, out of 9, any 5 you need to do. अब ये दोनों मिलाकर के 80 मार्क्स का आपको अटेम्प्ट करना है। ओके, सो लेट्स कंटिन्यू विद इट। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन आप देख सकते हो, इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द टोपो शीट एंड द नंबर ऑफ टोपो शीट इज G43S7। और इसमें बच्चों ये टोपो शीट जो है जो यहाँ पर यूज किया गया है, इट्स द सेम व्हाट वाज देयर इन द बोर्ड एग्जाम्स लास्ट ईयर। लास्ट ईयर मींस दिस 2022-23 में जो बोर्ड्स हुआ था उसमें यही सेम टोपो शीट यूज किया गया था, उसी पे बेस्ड ये क्वेश्चन पेपर है। ओके, और स्पेशली ये टोपो शीट वाला पोर्शन जो है इसी पर बेस्ड है, राइट। लेट्स सी नाउ। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल फाइंड the first question, give the 6-figure grid reference for the spot height 201 in the eastern part of the map, right? What is it now? Yes, the first आंसर फॉर दिस इज 301074। आप जब टोपो शीट लेकर के साथ साथ आप सॉल्व करोगे, यू विल गेट एग्जैक्टली, इट इज बिकॉज इट इज लाइंग इन द ग्रिड स्क्वायर 3007 एंड द थर्ड डिजिट आफ्टर द ईस्टिंग 30 इज 1 एंड 07 वाले नॉर्दिंग के बाद 0.4 वाला पॉइंट आ रहा है, राइट। सो इट मेक्स द 6-figure grid reference। थर्ड डिजिट 1 और 4 आप जब ऐड करोगे यू विल गेट 301074। ओके, व्हाट आर द ब्राउन पैचेस इन द नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्वार्टर ऑफ द मैप एक्सट्रैक्ट। नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्वार्टर में आप देखोगे सैंड ड्यून्स जैसे पैचेस आपको डॉट डॉट मिलेंगे, ब्राउन कलर के डॉट्स मिलेंगे एंड वेरी क्लोज डॉट्स, दैट इज एक्चुअली इंडिकेटिंग द सैंड ड्यून्स। ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 आप देखो, मोहन गोज ऑन अ बाइसिकल फ्रॉम 0 to नॉर्दिंग टू 1 to नॉर्दिंग इन अ स्ट्रेट लाइन। ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड बच्चों, ये इसमें आपको क्या देखना है, 0 to नॉर्दिंग, राइट। नॉर्दिंग मींस हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइंस को हम बोलते हैं नॉर्दिंग्स, राइट। 0 to से 1 to, मतलब डिफरेंस कितना हो रहा है, 1 to minus 0 to, how many नॉर्दिंग्स वी आर गेटिंग, दैट इज एग्जैक्टली 10। यस, और हर एक नॉर्दिंग के बीच में और हर एक ईस्टिंग के बीच में आप डिस्टेंस देखोगे, दैट इज एग्जैक्टली 1 किलोमीटर। Okay, 1 kilometer distance is there between every two easting or every two northing. Clear? अब यहाँ पर हम कितने नॉर्दिंग्स का डिफरेंस देख रहे हैं, 10 नॉर्दिंग्स का। ओके, और यहाँ पर एक और चीज दिया हुआ है, when मोहन goes on a bicycle in a straight line, वो सीधी लाइन से मूव कर रहा है। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट आप देखो क्या है क्वेश्चन में, if he moves at a speed of 10 kilometers per hour, how much time will he take to reach his destination? अगर उसको 12th नॉर्दिंग पर पहुंचना है, 0 to नॉर्दिंग से उसने स्टार्ट किया, 12th नॉर्दिंग तक पहुंचना है, दैट इज द डेस्टिनेशन। ओके, एंड हिज स्पीड इज 10 kilometers per hour, राइट। अब यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन ये है कि हाउ मच टाइम विल बी टेकन बाय हिम इन कंप्लीटिंग दैट डिस्टेंस। और वो डिस्टेंस कितना है बच्चों, अभी हमने डिस्कस किया 1-2 minus 0-2 कितना बचेगा? 10 किलोमीटर, राइट? 10 नॉर्डिंग्स है, मतलब 10 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस है। अब आप देख सकते हो बच्चों, डिस्टेंस ऑन मैप इज 20 सेंटीमीटर्स, राइट? 20 सेंटीमीटर्स कैसे आ रहा है? देखो, दो नॉर्दिंग्स के बीच का या दो ईस्टिंग्स के बीच का डिस्टेंस एग्जैक्टली 2 सेंटीमीटर होता है। ऑन पेपर इट इज 2 सेंटीमीटर, क्लियर? बट ऑन ग्राउंड इट इज 1 किलोमीटर। क्योंकि रीजन ये है बच्चों, स्केल जो है टोपोशीट का वो है 2 सेंटीमीटर इक्वल्स टू 1 किलोमीटर, right? And this makes actually the distance on ground. You will find the second step, which is written over here. Distance on ground is 10 kilometers, right? अब देखो, speed जो यहाँ पर दिया हुआ है, speed is 10 kilometers per hour. तो naturally the time taken will be 1 hour. क्योंकि यहाँ distance जो cover करना है, that is just 10 kilometers. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Simply, it's very simple question, but it is given in such a way that you people are going to get confused. अरे कैसे ये निकालेंगे, right? It is nothing but distance. आपको clear होना चाहिए कि between every nodding the distance is exactly 2 centimeters, or on ground it is 1 kilometer. Okay, तो 10 kilometers का distance cover करने में यहाँ पर already दिया हुआ है कि 10 kilometer per hour is the speed of the person, right? Speed of Mohan. So if he is covering 10 kilometers per hour और यहाँ पर 10 kilometers ही हमें cover करना है, तो how much time he will take? It's quite natural, it's 1 hour. Okay, next question of what is the compass direction of Rampura from Kotada, right? You'll find Rampura in the northwestern corner of the same map. You'll find it is actually in the northwestern corner from Kotada, right? So from what is the compass direction of Rampura to Kotada? That is Rampura to Kotada, right? That means Kotada का direction आपको निकालना है रामपुरा से. Okay, so Kotada का direction जो है northwest है. What is the nature of streams seen in the map extract? Nature of stream आप देखोगे बच्चों, इस जो मैप मिला है, इस मैप में आपको seasonal streams मिलेंगी. Okay, all streams, whatever you'll find, all those are seasonal, and a few are disappearing or intermittent streams, and a few more are there which are actually dry in nature. So all these are the nature of the streams present here. अब देखो, आप एक और इसी टाइप का क्वेश्चन आया है, लाइक कंडीशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है. इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस बच्चों मोस्ट एक्सपेक्टेड है. अब बोर्ड एग्जाम में आपको ऐसे ही क्वेश्चंस बहुत सारे मिलने वाले हैं, तो उसके लिए आप लोगों को पहले से प्रिपेयर्ड रहना है. Okay, see what is the question. Ramesh returned to his native place, Mahudi Moti, after a gap of 10 years and was happy to see the development around his village. What according to you shows that the area around his village has developed? अब इसमें आपको ये दिखाना है कि इस पर्टिकुलर प्लेस पे कौन सी फैसिलिटीज डेवलप हो गई हैं, राइट? कौन सी ऐसी फैसिलिटीज हैं जो डेवलपमेंट को रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं. Okay, so number 1 is the district road, number 2 earthen dam is there, then covered tank is present, then it's a tourist spot, okay, then connected to state highway. Okay, that also is one of the reasons for a faster development. Then several unsurveyed poles we can find which are carrying electricity, which are bringing electricity to the village. Okay, so all these things show that the Mahudi Moti has developed as compared to the earlier days. Okay, now let's talk about the next one. What is the black vertical line made between easting 25 and 26? It is a longitude. Black vertical line, generally it's a longitude, and when it is horizontally drawn, that shows a latitude. Okay, next is mention two man-made and two natural features in the grid square 2508. 2508 square आप देखोगे, उसमें मैन मेड फीचर्स कौन कौन से हैं? मैन मेड फीचर्स बच्चों कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा, राइट? कोई भी स्ट्रक्चर जो कंस्ट्रक्शन का पार्ट हो, या कोई रोड्स हैं, या इवन कनाल, all these come under the man-made features, right? Natural features में आएंगे, like streams हैं, broken ground है, ये सारे natural features में आते हैं. Let's see what is there in that square. अच्छा, एक चीज और बच्चों, 2508 स्क्वायर में जब पूछा है तो आपको 2508 के बाहर कुछ नहीं देना है, राइट? एग्जैक्टली उस स्क्वायर को आपको देखना है कि उस स्क्वायर में कौन कौन से फीचर्स प्रेजेंट हैं, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट you will find man-made features which are present in that square are covered tank hai, then permanent huts hain, right? Then car track hai jo wahan se cross kar rahi hai, aur ek pack track ka bhi symbol hai. Okay, all these are present in the that square, right? 2508. मतलब ये सारे man-made features हैं. Okay, natural features में आ जाएंगे dry या seasonal stream. Okay, then broken grounds हैं, broken grounds, and number 3 है sand dunes. Brown close, very dense brown dots are found. That shows the sand dune. Okay, so all these are the natural features. Clear? Now let's talk about the outline map of India. Now, in the outline map of India, we have to mark all these shade and label alluvial soil area of India. An alluvial soil area of India. Let's see. This is an alluvial soil area of India. Clear? This is the greener part in the northern plains. Northern plains is totally formed of alluvial soil. Okay. So this is Gangetic Plain. Either you can label it here only within the map. Okay, or if you don't find any space, that is on you. You can form this type of legend, right? You can make this type of legend and you can show whatever colors or whatever shades you are using, like this alluvial soil area. And what is the area? Gangetic Plain. Okay, this part. Clear? Now, after this, what is the second question? Second question you can find is mark with a dot and name the city which lies on the banks of River Jhelum. रिवर झेलम के बैंक पे कौन सी सिटी है? नंबर 3 मार्क एंड नेम द हाईएस्ट पीक ऑफ इंडिया. नंबर 4 शेड एंड लेबल गल्फ ऑफ कच्छ. नंबर 5 मार्क विद एन एरो एंड लेबल नॉर्थ ईस्ट मॉनसून विंड. नंबर 6 है शेड एंड लेबल अ डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड एरिया इन साउथ इंडिया. Then number 7 Himalayas. Number 8 Brahmaputra river. And number 9 Tropic of Cancer. And the last one you have to mark is Malabar coast. Now let's see one by one all these. Okay, so we have already marked the alluvial soil area. Let's talk about number 2. Number 2 is actually the Srinagar place, which is lying on the bank of Jhelum river. Okay, see, the name is also written in bracket. It is mentioned what was there in the question, city on the bank of Jhelum. Okay, so this is the second thing you have to mark, right? Number 3, Mount K2. You can see this actually the peak Mount K2, or you can say what is the other name of it? Godwin Austen. Okay, this is the highest peak of India. Clear? They may give it like this. They won't like this time. Earlier you must have seen the earlier papers. You will find all the questions were directly asked, right? Rarely it used to come like this in indirect way. But now, please be prepared for this type of questions. Okay, if it is asked a city on the bank of Jhelum, that means you should know which is a major city where we have to mark within India. And Jhelum के बैंक पर कौन सी सिटी है? तो यहाँ पर श्रीनगर आप मार्क करोगे. नेक्स्ट है सबसे ऊंचा जो पीक है इंडिया में, दैट इज माउंट K2. ओके, और गॉडविन ऑस्टिन, ये आपने मार्क कर लिया. नंबर 4 इज हिमालयाज. हिमालयाज आप देख सकते हो, हिमालयाज यहाँ से स्टार्ट करके और नेपाल बॉर्डर जो है, नदर्न नेपाल बॉर्डर और सदर्न बॉर्डर दोनों के बीच में ऑलमोस्ट ये लाइन ऑलमोस्ट पैरेलल चलती है और गोइंग टूवर्ड्स द नॉर्थ ईस्ट, राइट? ये यहाँ तक जाते हैं और ये पूरा हिमालयाज हमने मार्क किया हुआ है. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट है ब्रह्मपुत्र. अब ब्रह्मपुत्र बच्चों जब आप मार्क करोगे, हमेशा ये याद रखना, आप स्टार्ट करोगे जहां से ब्रह्मपुत्र स्टार्ट होती है, द ओरिजिन, right? From the point where the Brahmaputra is actually originating, वहीं से आप start करोगे in the north of India, right? यहाँ से आप start करोगे and coming down like this in Arunachal Pradesh, it enters in India, और असम cross करते हुए again Brahmaputra actually goes in another country, that is Bangladesh, and ultimately joining Ganga at the end, it forms the largest delta of the world, and after that it falls in the Bay of Bengal. अब ये बच्चों आपको पूरा का पूरा इसका फ्लो, पूरा कोर्स जो है आपको दिखाना है. ठीक है? ब्रह्मपुत्र फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग टिल एंड वेयर इट इज एक्चुअली जॉइनिंग द बे ऑफ बंगाल, यहाँ तक आप मार्क करोगे. ओके, पूरा मार्क करोगे. बट एक चीज आप याद रखना, मैंने पहले मैप वर्क में आप लोगों को ये चीज बताया था बहुत क्लियरली. ब्रह्मपुत्र जब आप लेबल करोगे, यू कैन सी the arrow which is pointing this Brahmaputra, it should be within that area which is crossing through India. ठीक है, उसी पोर्शन में आप लेबल करोगे जो इंडिया के इंडिया से पास कर रही है ब्रह्मपुत्र, right, within that part only, and then you will write the name of it, Brahmaputra. Or you can just write along this river, you can write like this. Clear? Now next one you have to mark here is the Gulf of Kutch. You can see यहाँ पर Gulf of Kutch है, और एक और गल्फ इसी पोर्शन में यहाँ पर है, Gulf of Khambat. So this one you have to mark, the upper one. Okay, Gulf of Kutch. Now next one is a latitude you had to mark, that is Tropic of Cancer. बच्चों अपने सिलेबस में आपके सिर्फ एक लॉन्गिट्यूड और एक लैटिट्यूड मार्क करना है. लॉन्गिट्यूड आपको मार्क करना है स्टैंडर्ड मेरिडियन ऑफ इंडिया, और लैटिट्यूड है ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर जो स्पेसिमेन पेपर है इसमें क्वेश्चन आया है मार्क द ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर. ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर मार्क करने के लिए कुछ 2-3 पॉइंट्स आप याद रखो. दिस द मिड ऑफ दिस पॉइंट, राइट, दिस यू कैन से पेनिनसुला, दिस पॉइंट, दिस विल बी वन. नंबर 2, ये जो दामोदर के जो 2 ब्रांचेस, एक्चुअली इन बिटवीन दीज 2 रिवर्स यू विल टेक 1 पॉइंट, and the third point you will take here, right? And when you join all these 3, you will get by freehand, if you connect all these, and almost a straight line you will have to form, and that will be Tropic of Cancer. And I suggest जब भी आप Tropic of Cancer या Standard Meridian जब भी आपके क्वेश्चन में आएगा like मैप वर्क में, तो आप जरूर डिग्रीज मेंशन करना उस केस में. ठीक है, आप नाम तो मेंशन करते हो, but it is always good to mention the degrees also. So this is 23.5 degrees north latitude. Clear? इसके बाद बच्चों नेक्स्ट है आपको जो मार्क करना है यहाँ पर, नेक्स्ट है आपका डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड स्टेट इन इंडिया, राइट? नाउ डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड एरियाज आप लोगे, तो डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड एरियाज इन स्पेशली साउथ इंडिया जब मार्क करना है, तो साउथ इंडिया में सबसे पहले केरला आप ले सकते हो, राइट, केरला, एंड आफ्टर दैट महाराष्ट्र. तो ये दोनों पोर्शंस आप जो है मार्क कर सकते हो, दैट विल बी एक्सेप्टेड. ओके, इट इज नॉट आस्क्ड मोस्ट डेंसली, ओके, इट इज जस्ट आस्क्ड डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड एरिया. सो डेंसली पॉपुलेटेड एरिया में दोनों वर्क कर सकता है. ठीक है, नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज मलाबार कोस्ट. मलाबार कोस्टल प्लेन या मलाबार कोस्ट आप ले सकते हो, जैसे हम लोगों ने पहले प्रैक्टिस भी किया हुआ है. ये 2 रिवर्स, तुंगभद्रा रिवर और कावेरी रिवर, हम ये इमेजिन करते हैं दे बोथ एक्सटेंड एंड दे मीट ओवर हियर ऑन द वेस्ट कोस्ट. ओके, नाउ यहाँ ये पॉइंट हमको मिल जाता है, और इस पॉइंट से हम स्ट्रेट अलोंग द कोस्ट लाइन विल मूव टिल कन्याकुमारी. ये पूरा पोर्शन जो है ये आता है मलाबार कोस्ट में. ठीक है बच्चों, इतना आपको क्लियर हो गया होगा. अब एक और इसमें बचा है, दैट इज नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून विंड्स. नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून विंड्स को हम विंटर मानसून विंड्स भी बोलते हैं बच्चों. और ये मानसून विंड्स जो है एक्चुअली ड्यूरिंग वेरी कोल्ड विंटर्स they are formed and they start blowing from land towards sea. Okay, and their direction is just opposite of the southwest monsoons. तो ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट से आती है, राइट, नॉर्थ ईस्ट से आती है, इस वजह से इनको बोलते हैं नॉर्थ ईस्ट मानसून्स. क्लियर? एंड दे स्ट्राइक ओवर द कोरोमंडल कोस्ट हियर on the Tamil Nadu coast, and they cause rainfall over here. So this is northeast monsoon winds. The arrows are showing that. बच्चों इतना तो क्लियर हो गया होगा आपको. तो हमारे टोपो शीट भी कवर हो गया है, and now it is the map work. Okay, now third question, choose the correct answers to the questions from the given options. अब ये आपका है MCQs वाला question, right? Which of the following is the correct set of water bodies from which the southwest monsoon picks up moisture? साउथवेस्ट मानसून जो नॉर्मल मानसून इंडिया में एंटर करते हैं, तो साउथवेस्ट मानसून कौन से वाटर बॉडीज से मॉइस्चर कलेक्ट करता है? अरेबियन सी, बे ऑफ बंगाल एंड इंडियन ओशन. इंडियन ओशन, अंडमान सी एंड अरेबियन सी, बे ऑफ बंगाल, इंडियन ओशन एंड अंडमान सी, गल्फ ऑफ मन्नार, मेडिटेरेनियन सी और इंडियन ओशन. इनमें बेस्ट ऑप्शन है फर्स्ट, दैट इज अरेबियन सी, बे ऑफ बंगाल एंड इंडियन ओशन. ओके, now let's move to the next question. Feel and consistency of soil is called dash of the soil. That means what is it? Profile, parent rock, texture or nature. That is texture. Okay, the particles of soil we can easily feel, that is actually texture. Then next is teak and shisham are the typical trees of which of the following natural vegetation belts? It belongs to tropical monsoon type. vegetation. Okay. Next is, which of the following may be used for the recharging of underground water? This is percolation pit. Clear? This is percolation pit. Which type of coal is called an industrial coal? It is bituminous coal. Okay. Next question is, Maharashtra is the leading producer of which of the following cash crops? It is cotton. Cotton is the best answer for this. Next question, which crop is associated with ratooning? Ratooning is a process which is actually used during the cultivation of sugarcane. So sugarcane is the correct answer. Next question, which steel plant amongst the following was set up with the collaboration with Germany? It was Rourkela. Okay. Then next is, which is the second busiest artificial port of India? Chennai. Chennai is the correct answer. Next, what is the depletion of oxygen in a water body resulting from pollution called? It is eutrophication. Okay, जो algae develop हो जाती है water body पे, उसको हम बोलते हैं, उस process को बोलते हैं actually eutrophication. Okay, उससे जो depletion of oxygen होता है, उसको बोलते हैं eutrophication. Clear? Next, part 2 है. That is actually 5 questions from this part you have to attend. Now, when you will attempt the questions from these, you have to be careful that all questions you know very well. Okay. आप बच्चों जब भी क्वेश्चंस, इनमें से 5 क्वेश्चंस आपको अटेम्प्ट करने हैं, आप एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करने के चक्कर में आप कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आप जो क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हो वो फुल्ली करेक्ट नहीं होते हैं उस हड़बड़ी में कि हम एक और क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट कर लें. सो प्लीज बी केयरफुल. Just concentrate on 5 questions which you are going to attempt. Okay. Extra question attempt करने की जरूरत नहीं. If you feel like extra time you are getting and now you can attempt any more, then you will do. Otherwise not. Now let's talk about question number 4. The southwest monsoon is late this year. The Indian Meteorological Department on Tuesday, May 16, had predicted that the onset of southwest monsoon is delayed by 4 days. An agricultural economy, India is heavily reliant on the monsoon, which brings 75% of its annual rainfall. अब Indian Express जो न्यूज़पेपर है उसमें ये आर्टिकल आया था और उस पे बेस्ड ये क्वेश्चन है. As a student of geography, what according to you may be the reason for the delay of monsoon? इसमें बच्चों आंसर्स होंगे like the nature of monsoon you will mention, erratic nature of monsoon. Number 2, late arrival due to effect of El Nino. Okay, then next you can say uncertain nature of monsoon, right? Anytime it may come like it comes many times a little earlier or it may get late. Okay, then pressure variation over the sea and land is not much, right? So all these points are there which can work over here. Next question is, what is the usual time for the onset of summer monsoon in Kerala? That is 1st June. Okay. Next question, what is the source of winter rainfall in the following areas? Western disturbances, westerly jet stream. Okay, that is also called actually western disturbances. And next one is northeast monsoon or retreating monsoon. Both will work. Now, the first one, Punjab में winter rainfalls किस वजह से होता है? That is western disturbances. And Tamil Nadu में किस वजह से होता है? That is northeast monsoon or retreating monsoon. Both reasons you will get. Okay. Next, give a reason for each of the following. West Bengal gets rainfall from summer monsoons much before Uttar Pradesh. So answer is West Bengal is located near the sea. Okay. To the east of Ganga plain, and southwest monsoon winds enters this plain from the east. Clear? Whereas Uttar Pradesh is located to the west of West Bengal. And when summer monsoon winds reach there, from east to west, winds shed moisture in the way and carry very less moisture, causing less rainfall in UP. As they proceed, they keep on dropping the moisture in the way. Okay, next, give reason. Mawsyn Ram is the rainiest place in the world. It is because located on the windward side of the Meghalayan hills, that is Garo and Khasi hills. Okay, Bay of Bengal branch of southwest monsoon enters the funnel-shaped hills of northeast and cannot escape out so easily. Hence, it causes heavy rainfall during the monsoon season. Okay. Number 3 is Himalayas act as a climate divide. इसका आंसर होगा बच्चों, during summer Himalayas act as the barrier for the southwest monsoons and help to cause summer rainfall to the windward side of it. That means the monsoon winds are not able to cross the Himalayas. Okay, and so this is the reason why in maximum part of India rainfall is caused, in the especially in the northern India. Okay, next day during winter, Himalayas act as the barrier for the cold Siberian wind. Okay, so winter season में बच्चों कोल्ड साइबेरियन विंड्स जो है हिमालयाज को क्रॉस करके इंडिया में एंटर नहीं कर पाते हैं, एंड दैट हेल्प्स टू प्रोटेक्ट नॉर्थ इंडिया फ्रॉम सीवियर कोल्ड. Okay, next question is study the climatic data of station X and answer the following. In this, you can see the one column of it is given temperature of all the 12 months and rainfall is given of all the 12 months, right? So first question based on this is, what is the annual range of temperature of station X? Annual range कैसे निकालना है बच्चों? Maximum temperature minus minimum temperature. Maximum temperature आप इसमें देख सकते हो. Maximum is how much? 33.1. Okay, and minimum temperature throughout in this you can see 23.1. So just subtract minimum temperature from maximum, you will get 10 degrees. Okay, 10 degrees centigrade is the range of temperature, right? Now next question, which is the driest month. Driest month आप देख सकते हो जिस month में सबसे कम rainfall हुआ है, and that month is actually April. Okay, next name the wind that brings maximum rainfall to the station. Now maximum rainfall to the station means कौन से wind से हो रही है. आप देखोगे rainfall किस month में सबसे ज्यादा हुई है. Okay, the rainfall is actually maximum during August, September में तो है, but October, November, December and January, these are the months when it is heaviest. Okay, तो इसका मतलब ये है बच्चों, it is starting from October, right? October, November is the period when we get the retreating monsoon period, right? So October, November and December, January, especially it is the season of northeast monsoon. So you can mention both as the correct answer for this, that is retreating monsoon winds and the northeast monsoons. Clear? Next question, question number 5, define the following terms: soil fertility and soil conservation. Soil fertility, first of all, children, it refers to the ability of soil to sustain agricultural plant growth, right? That is to provide plant habitat and result in sustained and consistent yields of high quality. It also refers to the soil's ability to supply plant or crop nutrients in the right quantities and qualities over a sustained period of time. This is called soil fertility. When we talk of soil conservation is the prevention of loss of the topmost layer of the soil from erosion or prevention of reduced fertility caused by overusage या acidification हो रहा है या salinization हो रहा है या कोई भी जिस वजह से soil की fertility loss हो, उसको हम जब रोकते हैं, कोई भी ऐसा स्टेप लेना जिससे हम उसको कंजर्व कर रहे हैं, उसकी फर्टिलिटी को संभाल के रख रहे हैं, राइट? वी आर नॉट अलाउइंग इट टू गेट वेस्ट, सो दैट इज एक्चुअली called as soil conservation. कैसे भी हम जब soil erosion को नहीं होने देते, वो सारे steps आएंगे soil conservation में. Okay, so soil conservation basically is related to soil erosion को रोकने वाले जितने भी steps हम लेते हैं, we are just talking about all those steps. Okay, now next is with reference to soil erosion in India, answer the following questions. Number 1, state any 2 human activities that have led to soil erosion in India. Many such human activities are there. Let's start with the first one, that is deforestation, then mining, habitat loss, and agricultural activities like jhum cultivation. Okay, then removing of trees and plants, that is deforestation, plowing fields and overgrazing by the livestock. Many such points you can write, children. Okay, so according to the marks, like question is any 2 human activities means any 2 points you need to mention. Okay. Next is mention any 2 agricultural techniques that can help to prevent soil erosion. Contour plowing, terraced farming, strip cropping, shelter belts, mulching, crop rotation, then cover crops. All these are the different agricultural techniques which actually help in preventing the soil erosion and to conserve the soil. All these are very helpful. Okay, next is with reference to red soil. Answer the following. Number 1, how is it formed? Due to the weathering of old, hard, crystalline, metamorphic rocks. Okay. Next is, why is it good for dry farming? Answer is red soil lacks moisture. Okay. Because it is highly porous in nature and it cannot retain moisture. And dry farming requires less moisture only. So red soils also have higher iron, lime content as it is formed from igneous rocks. right? So this is good for dry farming. Next is name any two areas where it is found. Approximately 10.6% of the total geographical area of India is covered by red soil, including the states. If you consider, states are a part of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Eastern Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Chota Nagpur, then Jharkhand, you can say, or Bihar, a part of Bihar also, West Bengal, then a part of Uttar Pradesh. So all these states are having some or the other parts which we can have the red soil. Next is give a reason for the following statements. Black soil has self-ploughing properties. Black soil, children, it is actually fine-grained. Okay, it is non-porous soil. So it is actually very, you can say, clayey nature. Okay, so natural aeration becomes easier. It becomes sticky when it is wet, right? And when it gets dry, the cracks develop on it. Clear? And these cracks allow the aeration. That means the air circulation becomes possible. And this is only called as the self-ploughing property. So the black soil is actually, it is known to have the self-ploughing property. Then next is laterite soil is not suitable for cultivation. It is because acidic in nature, then cannot retain moisture. It is not that fertile also, right? It lacks many minerals like nitrogen, calcium, and lacks humus also. Okay, so because of this, it is not good for cultivation. Next is alluvial soil is the most fertile soil. Yes, it is basically in normal conditions, it is loamy in texture, right? It depends to some extent. In certain areas, you'll find a little coarser particles like sandy loam, we can say, that we can find there. In certain areas, as we come down along the mouth of the rivers close to the Bay of Bengal, you'll find the particles become very fine. So basic nature of it is loamy texture. Okay, so along with this, it is rich in potassium and lime also, and it actually gets renewed, it gets replenished every year by the deposition done by the river. So it is actually considered as the most fertile soil what we have in India. Okay, which is actually good for almost all different type of crops what we grow, right? Next question, question number 6. Mahesh went for an excursion with his friend and came across a marshy area with the trees that had stilt-like roots. Now, next question based on that is, which natural vegetation belt did he come across? It is mangroves. Mangroves you can write, or you can even write littoral. Okay, any point, any term will work. Then next is name one area in India where this kind of vegetation is found. Sundarban deltas of West Bengal, then Mahanadi Delta of Odisha, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, all the deltas, we find this type of vegetation, especially Sundarban Delta is the most important. Okay, next question. Answer the following. Why is tropical deciduous forest commercially the most important forest belt of India? Because it has got a pure strand. That means it is actually one species of trees are found at one place, right? Which is commercially always more preferred by the people who are actually there to cut the trees, right? So this is one reason. And moreover, one more reason you can mention here, children, that these trees are actually present in, like the undergrowths are comparatively very less here, right? So the movement becomes possible. This is second point. And third point you can mention here, that is these trees are generally hardwood trees, and white ant resistant capacity is there in these trees. So that all makes it very important commercially. Okay, next question is, why are long and deep roots a typical characteristic of desert vegetation in search of water? Okay, xerophytic adaptation with the semi-arid and arid climatic conditions of desert vegetation. You will find to tap underground water from a greater depth. Then the long and deep root helps them to find water in the soil. Then desertification has reduced the amount of water available, right? As a result, these plants meet their needs and their roots reach deep into the ground to store water. Okay, so in search of water also that works, and they store water also within them. Clear? Now, next is, why is forest conservation the need of the hour? 3 points आपको लिखने हैं, उनमें से आप ये सारे पॉइंट्स हैं, इनमें से कुछ भी आप लिख सकते हो. Among the most important roles of forests are sustainable production of wood and timber products, right? Provision of food, then shelter, energy. Then you can say forests are also important repositories of biological diversity. फिर आप लिख सकते हो forest serves as a natural habitat for many animals species, right? Then moreover, it also provides habitat for a number of tribal people also, right? Then it helps to balance the impact of carbon emissions. It helps to regulate global temperature. It helps in causing rainfall. Okay, the forest also supports the various geochemical cycles. So many points are there, children. Out of that, you can write any three. Okay, then next is name a forest conservation method that involves the local community. That is called social forestry. Social forestry, also called many times as community forestry. Okay, and this is a forestry which is called very well known as the forestry of the people, by the people, and for the people. Okay, next question is which primitive system of agriculture had led to large scale destruction of forest in the past? That is shifting agriculture. It is also called by the name zooming or slash and burn. All these are same, so just you have to mention shifting agriculture. Clear? Name the process which involves planting 2 saplings for each tree that is cut. That is reforestation. Okay. Now, why is question number 7? Why is there a need for irrigation in India? Give 2 reasons. Irrigation is important to a country like India because rainfall here is seasonal in nature and it is limited to 4 months of a year. Basically 4 months. Okay. Number 2, it is also important because some crops require more water than what is provided by the rainfall. Therefore, we have to depend on irrigation. Number 3, places that have sparse or seasonal rainfall could not sustain agriculture without irrigation. So this is number 3 point. Number 4, you can write in areas that have irregular precipitation, irrigation improves crop growth, right? And its quality also. So by allowing farmers to grow crops on a consistent schedule, irrigation also creates more reliable food supplies. Okay. Next is to provide food to increase population growth. Increase in production of food grains is required. Thus, irrigation is necessary in India. Okay, next question है बेटा, बच्चों distinguish between inundation canals and perennial canals. Now, in this, inundation canal and perennial canal. Inundation canal is basically also called as seasonal canal, right? बच्चों ये ऐसे canals होते हैं जिसमें water जो है कुछ समय के लिए रहता है और कुछ समय ये dry रहते हैं canals. But perennial canals, perennial by the name only, it's I think very clear. Perennial मतलब वो canals जिसमें water throughout the year रहते हैं. That means water is being provided by these canals throughout the year to the agricultural fields. अब आप देखो इसमें distinguish आप किन points पर किन criteria पे दे सकते हो. Number 1, inundation canals are actually constructed or these are taken out without building any dams or barrage, okay, or embankments. Generally, they give the water which is extra in river. That means during the flood season and all. And regarding perennial canals, by building dams or barrage or perennial canals are taken out from the rivers or reservoirs, perennial rivers or reservoirs. Okay, so that's why they have water throughout the year. Next point हो सकता है inundation canals के लिए only in the wet season or the rainy season these provide water when the rivers are mostly overflowing, right? They are full with water. So just think of it, children. आप रेनी सीजन में देखोगे इसमें वाटर होता है and it provides water to the agricultural fields. जब रेनी सीजन में already agricultural fields में हमें पानी मिल रहा है, water available है वहां पर, so that actually provides extra water at that time. Okay, when we don't need actually the water. But perennial canals की condition में क्या है? Throughout the year they provide water because the water behind the dam is collected and throughout the year it is supplied by these canals. So it provides water even when actually the agricultural fields are in need of water. Okay, at that time they get water by this. But what about inundation canals? These are not reliable in that case. Okay, so third point आप लिख सकते हो, these canals are not useful during the dry months. Yes, exactly the same point we discussed just now. Perennial canals में it is useful all over the year. Then fourth point आप लिख सकते हो, the supply of water is uncertain, so these are not a reliable source. But the perennial canals are certain and so farmers can rely on these canals. Fifth point हो सकता है inundation canals में it irrigates only low-lying areas of land. But perennial canals, these irrigate all types of areas of land. Okay. Next question, बच्चों. Name a state in India where tube wells are commonly used. Give 2 reasons to support your answer. Northern plains में आप दे सकते हो कोई भी states, especially western northern plains. Okay, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, till Bihar you can mention. Especially Punjab, Haryana is the most important part, or western UP. That is the area where tube well irrigation is very commonly seen. Okay. Now, what are the reasons to support this answer? You can see, number one, presence of soft alluvial soil, which is easy to dig for the tube wells. Okay. Then number two is underground water table is quite high. Then availability of plentiful water at a great depth. Okay, because it is the water table is quite high and a lot of water is there. So constant supply of water can be done. Then cheap supply of electricity is there in these areas. Okay. Next, you can see the next question. What is meant by rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting का क्या मतलब है बच्चों? It is the collection and storage of rainwater. Okay. Basically, ये term का मतलब होता है कि रेन वाटर जो भी जनरली हम कलेक्ट नहीं करते हैं और जो पूरा वेस्ट जाता है, उस रेन वाटर को हम कलेक्ट करते हैं और स्टोर करके रखते हैं फॉर आवर फ्यूचर यूज और फॉर इरिगेशन पर्पस, राइट? तो द सेम थिंग वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ. रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग इज द कलेक्शन एंड स्टोरेज ऑफ रेन water rather than allowing it to run off. Okay. Rainwater is collected from a roof-like surface and redirected to a tank, cistern, deep pit, aquifer, or a reservoir with percolation, so that it seeps down and restores the groundwater. Okay. Next, I mention any 2 rainwater harvesting practices followed in India. Number 1, आप दे सकते हो बच्चों, जोहड़ in central India, cool in western Himalayas, then zinc in Ladakh, right? Many such methods are given in your book. Next is, give any one use of iron ore. Iron ore is the source of primary iron for the world's iron and steel industries. Okay. It is therefore essential for the production of steel, which is actually in turn is essential to maintain a strong industrial base. Okay. Next is, name 2 Indian states where copper is found. This is actually belonging to the unit which is related to like the minerals and conventional, non-conventional sources of energy. Okay. Us unit ke ye questions hai. So number 2 question is, name 2 Indian states where copper is found, especially Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Okay. Rajasthan is the very important state where one very important mine is there called Khetri mine, known for this. Okay. Next hai bachcho, with reference to Hirakud project, answer the following. On which river it is based? It is based on Mahanadi river. Then next is, name an Indian state benefited by the project. Orissa. Yes. Then 2 disadvantages of using petroleum as a source of power. Oil is non-renewable source of energy. Then number 2, burning oil produces carbon dioxide gas. Burning oil can pollute the air. It is not an eco-friendly source of power. Then much of our oil has to be imported, and it is becoming more and more expensive as reserves reduce and imports increase, right? So all these points are there. Any 2 you can write. Then name an offshore oil field of India. Isme bachcho, Mumbai High is the most important one. Then you can even add Basin, then Aliabet. These are the offshore oil fields of India. Basically Mumbai High. Okay. Then next question, mention 2 advantages of wind energy. Wind energy is a renewable source of energy. It is non-polluting or eco-friendly. Then it is cost-effective. Okay. Then you can say it helps in saving the fossil fuels. Okay. Then next question, what is the advantage of using nuclear power in place of conventional sources of energy? Nuclear power generates clean energy by bombarding uranium with neutrons as opposed to burning fossil fuels. Okay. Nuclear reactors do not produce direct carbon dioxide emissions, and any indirectly produced, you can say, emissions which have negligible impacts on the environment. So this is one point. Then number 2, nuclear power plants are producing maximum power more than 92% of the time during the year, right? Then that's about, you can say, nearly 2 times more than natural gas and coal units, and almost 3 times or more reliable than wind and solar plants. Or You can take one more point here. It is providing throughout 24/7, it can supply electricity. Okay, so it is one of the most reliable sources of energy in that way, in the condition of continuity of, you can say, providing electricity. Next point is the low cost of operation. After the initial cost of construction, nuclear energy has the advantage of being one of the most cost-effective energy solutions available. Okay, it is reliable as well as it is stable base load energy. Then sufficient fuel availability is there. So all these points are advantages of it. So any three you can write. Question number 9 mentioned two agricultural reforms done by the government for the betterment of the agricultural sector. Number 1 is land reform. Number 2, tenancy reforms. Then regulation of higher rents. Then provision of credit to rural farmers. Then subsidies, for example, urea subsidy and all, right? Then next you can say public distribution system, minimum support price. Okay, all these points are actually the way under various agricultural reforms which have been taken up by the government. So any two you can mention. Then come to next question, mention the climatic conditions found suitable for growing groundnuts. Groundnuts thrive well in tropical, subtropical climates and are highly susceptible to frost. Okay, this is one point. Then it requires about 20 degrees to 25 degrees of temperature. Okay, then it requires light to moderate rainfall between 50 to 100 centimeters. And rainfall should be well distributed. Okay, these are the conditions. If by chance there's very heavy rainfall or no rainfall at all, in both conditions, it is going to harm the crop. Especially whenever it is heavy rainfall, it is 100%, it is going to destroy the total crop, because whenever water logs in that area, that harms the crop. Okay, next question, name the state that is the leading producer of groundnut in India. It is Gujarat. Okay, number 1 state. Then with reference to cultivation of pulses, answer the following. Number 1, name a soil found suitable for the growth of pulses. Loamy soil, or you can say alluvial soil, is the most you can say suitable soil which is found in India for growing pulses. Okay, name any two pulses grown in India. Any two you can name, starting with lentil, moong, gram, arhar, masoor, right? Any of these two you can mention. Why is it a popular food crop of India? This is an important question, children. They are an essential source of protein in India because a large part of Indian population is still actually vegetarian population. Okay, so a rich source of protein is provided by the pulses. Clear? Next is it grows rapidly, produce good income for farmers. Then it contribute to the sustainability of agriculture and the environment as a leguminous rotational crop, because all these pulses are leguminous crops. So they return back the fertility to the soil. So as a part of the rotation, right, rotational cropping when we do, in that also this plays an important role. Okay, next question is, Rohan is a farmer. He asked his friend to help him get some laborers for ginning. Ginning is a process, children, जो cotton से related है. Okay, अब देखो next question ही यही है, which crop do you think is grown by Rohan? It is cotton, no doubt. It is actually separation of cotton seeds from the fibers. That process is called ginning. Okay, अब देखो next question, mention any two climatic conditions suitable for this crop. Cotton cultivation requires frost-free condition. Okay, very important point for this. Number 2, 20 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature and a small amount of annual rainfall. This is the best condition for it. Then cotton is a tropical or subtropical crop grown in semi-arid areas of country. Okay, hard frost is injurious to cotton cultivation and it requires at least 210 frost-free days. Okay, at least 210 frost-free, total frost-free days should be there. Then only light rainfall is preferred. Clear? Then question number 10, differentiate between large-scale and small-scale industries. On what basis we are going to differentiate? On one side, the criteria is written and small-scale and large-scale industries are mentioned. You can see now. Number 1, the meaning of both you can mention as the first point of difference. Okay, small-scale industry is an industrial undertaking in which there is a definite chemical investment is required, and you will find a limited machinery or limited building is also quite small, and production also is quite less. Okay, but large scale industries, they encompass, you will find a big industrial unit whose investment in their plant and machinery is beyond the limit specified by the government. Okay, it is too much, right? So that is called large scale industry. The production naturally will be much larger in amount. Okay, the area covered is naturally quite big. So number two, after that, type, the first one, small scale industry, most often you'll find it is labor intensive industry. Okay, not always, but yes, most often it is labor intensive industry. And the large scale industry is basically capital intensive. Okay, where the machines are used. Clear? Next is area covered. Area covered in the case of small scale industry, just now I mentioned, it generally covers a comparatively very small area. But large scale industries cover a large area. Okay. Then next, skills required. Under the small scale, you can mention it requires semi-skilled laborers. Okay. And in less number of actually laborers are required. But in the large scale industry, these require very highly skilled laborers and in large number. Okay, next is the objective of a small scale industry to develop employment opportunities with small investment. But large scale industries to produce on large scale to make country self-reliant. Okay, along with profit making, the country should be self-reliant. This is one motive behind it. Next is the raw materials used in the case of small scale industries in small amount from the local suppliers. That actually is the source of raw material. And in the case of large scale industries, in large amount from various suppliers from within and outside the country, they may get the raw material. Okay, so these are the various criteria on which the distinguish can be done. Next question is, give two ways in which the electronic industry is important for India. Number one, it has largely contributed to space technology, communication, information technology, and the software industry. And Indian software is in great demand in the world. You all must have seen. Number two, it has helped medical sciences and defense also to develop with electronic apparatus. Okay. Then next is the electronics industry is the economic sector that produces electronic devices. And it emerged in the 20th century and is today one of the largest global industries, what we can find all over the world. And contemporary society uses a vast array of electronic devices built in automated or semi-automated factories operated by the industry. Okay. Next question with reference to the petrochemical industry, answer the following. Why is it becoming popular in recent times? Because it is cost effective, it is economically stable, and it is cheaper as they are produced on a mass scale. Okay. And they can be established anywhere in the world, right? So all these conditions make it very popular. Next is, why is it located close to oil refineries? Oil refineries can supply its basic requirements of naphtha or ethylene, okay, which are the basic raw materials which are used for it. And most petrochemical plants derive their raw materials directly from refineries by pipeline, and many are sited in close proximity to the refineries. This is the reason. Okay, next is, name any two petrochemical products: benzene, propylene, xylene, then butadiene, etc. Name the country that had helped in the establishment of Bhilai steel plant. Former USSR, okay, Soviet Union. Clear? Next is, why is the iron and steel industry called a basic or key industry for any economy or any country? All industries, whether heavy, medium, or light, depend on it for the machineries. Okay, thus it provides a base to the other industries. And that is why steel is required, for manufacturing a variety of engineering and construction and defense goods. That is why it is considered as the basic industry or the key industry for any country. Next is, where is Tata Steel located? It is located at Jamshedpur, okay, former Sakchi. Earlier name of Jamshedpur was Sakchi. Okay, it is East Singhbhum district and in Jharkhand, right? And it is situated at the confluence, the meeting point of Subarnarekha and Kharkai river. Okay, the two rivers are meeting. At that point, it is located. Clear? Now, next question, the last one, mention two advantages of using waterways. Now, this is actually belonging to the unit transport chapter, right? So now this is actually, it is the cheapest means of transport, number one. Number two is it is most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. Okay, number three, it is a fuel efficient and eco-friendly mode of transport. Number four, water transport is safe, has less traffic in comparison to other means. Then next is it maintains, its maintenance cost is quite less. It is comparatively less expensive than railway and roadways. Water transport is used in defense in the form of navy. Then an important role is played by water transport in foreign trades also. Okay, rather you can say for foreign trade, this is the most important means of transport which is used. Clear? Next question, what is the importance of Golden Quadrilateral? Number one is it provides faster transport networks between major cities and ports. Number two, it provides smoother movements of goods and people within the country. Number three, it enables industrial development and job creation in smaller towns through access to varied markets. Okay. Third question, mention three disadvantages of roadways. The ever-rising prices of petrol and diesel have made road transport a rather expensive affair. Yes, correct. Next is roads are unsuitable for transport of bulky goods across the country, and moreover, railways are preferred for this because roads, actually, if we follow the roadways, in that case, we are going to carry certain amount of material at once, right? But in railways, at once, we can transport too many things, right? Too much of material at once. So the capacity in the case of railways increases a lot. Okay, then the roadways causes a lot of pollution also. Roads require maintenance, which is unfortunately a widely ignored issue in India, right? Then because of this also, one big reason for the accidents is this also, right? The ignorance regarding the maintenance of road. So accidents and breakdowns are quite common in this case. Then next is not the best option for long distance and heavy cargo. Okay, in both cases, it actually becomes the less important means of transport. Clear? Then as compared to railways, its speed is slow, right? Next is lack of organization and structure. Clear? Next question is, give a reason for the following. Railways are well developed in the northern states of India. You will consider the industrial development, you can consider the agricultural development, you can consider a flat surfaced area, right? Let's see all the points. Number one, presence of flat land. Railways are well developed in the northern states of India because always laying down of the rail tracks need flat surface. Okay, even if we are doing it in the hilly mountainous area, there we need to make actually get it flat surface. Then only the rail tracks can be let down. Okay, next point is densely populated areas have high demands of this transport. So naturally, in the northern plains, it is in great demand. Okay, and highly developed agriculture and industry is again one big reason. The large scale urbanization has also helped in the development of railways. Okay, bachcho. Next question hai isme, sea transport has lost its popularity in recent times. अब इसमें first point आप दे सकते हो, it is very slow. Okay, as compared to any means of transport, sea transport is the slowest one, right? Number two, water transport can be expensive, it can be dangerous, it can be uncomfortable, it can be unreliable. It actually becomes risky at times, right? Then people feel like sea sickness wali problem jin logon ke sath hoti hai, wo travel nahi kar sakte. Then highly affected by weather conditions. This is again very strong point for this. Okay, so all these points along with other, you can also mention here like lack of carrier capacity. Then sea sickness problem जो है लोगों में, ये भी एक major disadvantage आ जाता है इसमें, right? तो इनमें से कोई भी आप points दे सकते हो according to the requirement. Then next question is helicopter services are crucial during emergencies. इसमें भी बहुत से points हैं बच्चों, इनमें से कोई भी आप लिख सकते हो. During times of disasters, the only feasible mode of transportation is air transport. Okay, and rescue operations and dropping foods, medicines, and other supplies in the affected areas are made possible with the help of helicopters, right, and other aircrafts. And you know, any planes can also do this, but in very narrower part, like in between the valleys which are very narrow, their helicopters can move easily and they can land also within a limited part, right? You can see the next point. Helicopters play an important role in supporting oil, gas, mining and mining operations across different industrial sites, okay, located in remote areas, where helicopters are the only means of transport. Clear? Many aerial work and lifting works are done by helicopters in such areas. Then these are also useful because they can fly almost anywhere. They are used to rescue people from disasters such as fires, floods, earthquakes. Okay, they can quickly carry injured people to a hospital. They can even land on the roofs of some hospitals and big buildings. Okay, you must have seen also. So that is the requirement for its landing and taking off. But in the case of other case, like you can say the planes, for aeroplanes, you must have noticed that they need always, for landing and taking off, they need a large area, right? That is called runway. So that is actually उस कंडीशन में आप देखोगे प्लेन्स जो है वहां पर फेल कर जाते हैं, जहां लिमिटेड एरिया है जहां पर लैंड कर सके कोई भी ये एयरवेज के थ्रू हम हेल्प पहुंचा सके, तो वहां पर हेलीकॉप्टर्स सबसे सक्सेसफुल होते हैं एज कंपेयर टू एरोप्लेन्स. ओके, दे ऑल्सो हैव द एबिलिटी टू होवर ऑन अ स्पॉट. एक जगह पे वो कुछ समय तक हवा में रह सकते हैं, right? That is mentioned over here. The helicopters also have the ability to hover on a spot, which is extremely effective in carrying out a host of activities, including precision airdrops, right? Then helicopters are used also to build air bridges and all, right? Linking up various locations to a larger safe location. Then they provide facility for like you can just take the example of the very recent, a few years back only, this incident had happened in India. That was Kedarnath incident, and in that case also helicopters played an important role in actually helping out those people who were who were struck over there, and this was a big help which was provided by the helicopter services. Okay, so keeping all that, these things in mind, you can give according to the requirement the points as your answer. Next, last question of this paper is question number 12. This is related to the waste management. What is the impact of waste generation on the following? Number 1, surface water, and number 2 is landscape. Surface water पे क्या effect होता है बच्चों? अब इसमें according to marks you can mention the point: disposal of solid waste, then disturbing wetlands, then third is increase in nutrients, thus causing eutrophication. Okay, then they can cause a variety of health problems like several waterborne diseases. Okay, then landscape pe kya effect hota hai? Waste accumulation ruins the natural beauty of the landscape. Then it causes the spread of diseases. Then burning of coal, fuel, wood produces sulfur, nitrogen. Then it is again, the waste causes releasing of several like greenhouse gases like methane and all, causing global warming. Okay, this also may lead to acid rain ultimately. The sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide and all these, when they get released, and they may be a reason afterwards for when the precipitation occurs that causes all these to come down in the form of acid rain. Okay, so when monuments come into contact with acid rain, gypsum and calcium are washed away, leading to their corrosion. Okay, examples are Parthenon of Athens, then Colosseum of Rome, and Taj Mahal of Agra. Clear? Next question: why is dumping considered a harmful method of waste disposal? Open dumping spreads foul odor, right? Next is open dumping also provides a place for germs, insects, and other vectors to grow and spread different health problems. Next point, open dumping contaminates groundwater. Then it releases several greenhouse gases like methane and all. Open dumping damages the plants and wildlife habitats. It contaminates the streams, rivers, and lakes. Okay, it actually threatens the health of humans, animals, and environment. Clear? Next, a fire broke out at Kochi City Corporation run waste treatment plant. Thick clouds of toxic smoke engulfed the city. The unsorted waste at the plant contained PVC and clinical waste, both of which on combustion are extremely harmful for the general health of people. This was, you can say, an article which was there in the Economic Times. Based on this, the question was which method of waste management would have helped in reducing health hazards in the above case. First is segregation of toxic and non-toxic wastes. Okay. Then scientific treatment of hazardous wastes. Then recycling of PVC after segregation. And primary methods of treating clinical waste are incineration, then mechanical or chemical disinfection. Clear? Next is what measures may be undertaken by individuals to reduce waste. Do not use the plastic bags. Say no to disposable water bottles, coffee cups, etc. Then start relying on reusable containers. Number 3, start composting. Then number 4, learn to repair rather than discard. Number 4 is shop eco-friendly with reusable bags. Number 5 is reduce food waste. Okay. Then next question, how can urban waste be made useful? Formation of new products, preparation of cellulose insulation from paper, preparation of fuel pellets from kitchen waste, preparation of automobiles and construction materials from steel cans. Okay. Next is energy recovery from waste is the conversion of non-recyclable waste materials into usable heat, electricity, or fuel through a variety of processes, including combustion, gasification, then pyrolyzation, then anaerobic digestion, and landfill gas recovery. This process is often called waste to energy, okay, where the energy is produced out of it. Next is urban waste management, promoting minimization in waste generation and highlighting the 3 R's from waste disposal to resource efficiency. Sustainable management of municipal solid waste. All these can help. Then next question, mention 3 ways to reuse waste that is generated at home. This is the last question, children. Donate items that are still in a good usable condition to charities or charity shops. Next is repurpose glass, plastic, and cardboard containers to give them another life. Okay. Then carry a reusable shopping bag. Then reuse wrapping paper or gift bags and convert old clothing, towels, or sheets into cleaning rags or clothes. So this is all with the specimen paper, children. I hope this is going to help you a lot in understanding the pattern of paper, what you are going to get in the board exam. Okay, children. अब ये मैंने स्पेसिमेन पेपर को लेकर के ये वीडियो जो बनाया है, इसमें आपको सारे आंसर्स के साथ ही क्वेश्चंस प्रेजेंट किए, राइट? अब इसके पैटर्न को देख करके आप अपना माइंडसेट वैसा बनाओ और अपना एग्जाम के लिए अपनी प्रिपरेशन करो. Okay, I hope this has been very helpful for you, and don't forget to share the link of this video with your friends and classmates so that they can also get help out of it. Okay, and yes, before leaving, I must say, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Okay, so see you soon in the next video. Till then, bye.